Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the RDA, and also, Clayton, welcome back, boy. Welcome back. You finally have internet, you're back on the show. You return on a day which we hoped that was going to be very exciting, very happy moments, which I'm not too mad at it. I'm not saying it's a bad day to return, but it didn't live up to the hype, especially if you're a neutral fan. Oh my lord, that game must have been dead for you. But anyways, we'll be discussing Manchester United versus Liverpool, the match reaction, obviously player ratings, tactics, what should have been done, what could have happened, all those things. But anyways, if you are new, subscribe, smash a like, all that good stuff. So gentlemen, let's get straight into it. I'll start off with Clay because Clay is been, you haven't been here for a year. So, wait, what are your initial thoughts on the game?
It was just kind of a bit of a bore fest, in all honesty. No real shots were any danger, no real great chances were created that should have been in the back of the net. It was like one or two both sides best, and it was just disappointing, but it's a result we needed, and I think it was thoroughly deserved all around.
Yeah, Malot, what are your thoughts on the game?
Very disappointing. Like, there was a massive anticlimax. I think from the perspective of a United fan and from the perspective of just football entertainment, it was boring. You couldn't have called that really because of all the hype coming into this game. Like, I've never felt so much hype for a Liverpool versus United game ever since I've been a United fan, and yeah, it was massively underwhelming. And when I saw the team sheet, I almost lost my mind.
Like, I think we all almost lost our mind. Except for Clayton, no, Clayton and Marcus, I think you and I lost our minds. And a lot of other United fans, but I think Clayton and Marcus, that I know personally, they were okay.
Yeah. I just didn't understand Ole anymore. Like, I never, just made it worse here. Like, why you drop Eric Bailly? It just didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And I said as well, I don't want to pop play him on the wing because I think we need pace in this position. He went on and did it. He even played him on the right. So Tinkerman strikes again. He strikes again.
He wanted to draw today, I'm telling you. I think all he wanted to draw. Low key, he wanted to draw.
He did.
He played for it. He played for a draw, but he obviously looked to nick it.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And look, overall it was underwhelming, but on the balance of things, was it really a bad result?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think any United fan would say that's a bad result.
Yeah, it's bad for Liverpool.
Yeah, that's
so because they're in fourth now. They're playing Tottenham in 2 games' time at Tottenham Stadium, and I think Tottenham can beat them, and because they're not great away from home. And what's this? Yeah, for us, there's no guarantee Man City is going to win the games in end. Really, we don't have the points on the board. I promise you, when you don't have the points on the board, you can't count them. You really can't. So in my mind, we're still freaking top of the table. They can sit down. And yeah, I just think in terms of our play, it was weird. As much as we play Eric Bailly, I thought defensively, it was probably one of our best defensive displays I've seen in a very long time. We were brilliant. But transition-wise, we weren't amazing. And I feel like playing quicker players would have been better because it would have been better for an outlet. So it just looked a bit disjointed from time to time. And I didn't like Cavani's substitution. I thought it should have been Greenwood.
I didn't like any of the substitutions.
Yeah, so not horrible. I'm not going to bash Ole because we're still top of the table. The point was what we needed to get at least. And yeah, I'm content about it, really.
Yeah, definitely. I think, personally, we could have won that game. That Bruno chance, the Pogba chance, and just, the amount of times we were on the counter-attack. But obviously, Rashford, he didn't have the best of days today, the boy Rashford. So it was just, it was disappointing overall. I think from Liverpool side, like you said, Malot, I think they will be very disappointed because I thought that game was a must-win for Liverpool. I thought that game, if they were serious about the title, which I'm not saying they're out of, but if they won that game, that was it. Now I think the only result that someone would be very happy about that is probably City. City would be very, very happy about that. But like you said, they need the points on the board first before that. But it's City, so I kind of back them to get the points.
I think as much as we were great defensively, I do think Liverpool have lost something. They really have. And it wasn't the defense. We didn't really test the defense, only time to time. They're a bit flat nowadays, and they're not as ruthless and as intense as they used to be. And yeah, that's not our fault. That's the standard they're setting this season. And we, at the moment, are better than them because we're higher than them on the table. So, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I think we will take it.
I think we are just playing a very weak Liverpool side at the moment. This Liverpool side struggled for 4 games in, struggled to score, struggled to win, struggled to even get a result. It's just a really good time for us to face them, especially considering the league standings right now. And it's just a bit of luck on our side that we found them in such bad form, but it was definitely a deserved result to walk away with the draw.
Yeah. Yeah.
The commentator
I can agree with
said
that.
Liverpool
And like,
haven't won a Premier League game in the last 4, and I was like, what? I couldn't.
Yeah.
There was like,
it
what?
says a lot. It says a lot. And I feel like winning a Premier League title will involve a lot of luck as well. It's just how it is, really. And as I said a couple of days ago, I just feel like Liverpool and City have set a ridiculous standard. They really have. Because if you look back over the years, no one really gets 90 points season in, season out. So the standard is around 82, 85. So, yeah, in that sense, maybe this is normal. I don't know.
Well, the other thing I thought was interesting is the commentator said that this is, however, even though Liverpool don't have their centre backs, the weakness seems to be the back line. But supposedly it hasn't been that bad. They haven't conceded that many goals if you think about it. And today, when I look at it, like Malot and I, we know how we are with Bailly and when we don't have Bailly. I think the difference is though, the reason why we want Van Dijk back, the reason why we want Bailly back is that because it's not just a defensive thing that's straightforward. When you have better centre backs, you can express yourself more. You don't need McFred, you don't need to sit so deep. Because that's what we do. We protect our centre backs. We played very defensively today. We did play very defensively. But when Bailly plays, when Van Dijk plays, you just see the fullbacks going, you just see everyone more up the higher lines, you see more chances created. And, some would say that, the reason why Bruno, Pogba, all our players never turn up in the big games is because every time we play a big game, we go into it with the negative way, and that doesn't benefit our attacking players. So then all of a sudden, our defense has a great game, but then our attackers don't have a great game, So there's no balance. That's what I'm saying. With this team, I don't ever see really the balance. I never see the balance. And that's why that team today can be known for inconsistency. That's why we either win, we lose, we draw, because we don't know what we're going to get.
Yeah, and I think we need to improve that and get that balance. But for me, it was never really about us playing on the front foot, because I feel like you can never... It's very risky trying to go toe-to-toe with Liverpool. It's extremely risky, and I don't think we're ready. So even with Bayer, I would have wanted us to sit and counter. And I think I was just scared Lindelof Maguire would make some stupid mistake, or would miss those blocks that Bayer gives. So for me, I think it was very important this game, if you're going to be ambitious, to be effective in the transition. And I feel like we weren't perfect on it. Yeah. And it was either because Ole was very stubborn, which he has a tendency to be, or he did what he did because he was more focused on being defensive. Because I saw time to time Pogba leaving the wing and being very defensive as well, and covering and kind of being covering Wan-Bissaka, or kind of going next to Fred and McTominay, which was very scary. That means we were very, very deep. And players like Rashford, Martial, and Bruno were very isolated. So overall, it does kind of seem like you wanted to draw.
I think he did. And like I said, I think Ollie's probably thinking, long term, obviously it'd be great to win at Liverpool, but long term, we'll look back at that draw and it could be the big difference to something, It would be like, we didn't need to drop points today. Because if we lost today, it was going to be a big loss. Liverpool were back on top. From one game, Liverpool would be back on top. Now, at least we got Liverpool out the way. We got in a way, it's like a point gain for us, It's almost like a point gain for us. But, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think today...
I was losing my mind
in
the last 10 minutes. If Liverpool scored from one of those free kicks...
Yeah, I lost my mind
also. I probably would have cried. I swear.
Yeah. I was going to say, just to some banter, is that I think the two men of the matches today is that for us, it was Firmino for being so shite. And I think for Liverpool, it was Rashford being just offside forever. So, well done Rashford and Firmino. Man of the match for the opposite teams. I think you guys were the big difference on why things just didn't happen going forward, But, Malot, another thing I want to talk about, obviously Clayton, you weren't here in the preview, but I know you would agree with us, is that we knew that if Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw did their jobs like they do most of the time today, it is over for Liverpool. If you nullify Mane and Salah, it's over. What did Luke Shaw do?
Yeah.
Pocket. What did Aaron Wan-Bissaka do? Pocket. That was it. And then you left with Firmino. You can't do anything. I mean, Firmino, you literally can't do anything. But Clay, it's been a while since Firmino. So, what do you have to say about that? Obviously, Malot and I said about it, but I'm guessing you would have thought about it as well.
Yeah, our fullbacks are a very big source of strength for us, especially defensively. And we saw that again tonight. They did their jobs just right. No real issues from either of them. They did a lot more good than they did bad. Offensively and defensively, they were both pretty sound today. I have no complaints with their performances. I do think they are candidates for man of the match in all honesty.
Yeah, I also think so.
And yeah, just they nullified Liverpool's attacking threats, which have been weak of recent days. So it's just great. Keep it going.
Now,
I haven't even thought of that match. Eh?
Now, I was get this off my chest because I said I said in the preview, if we keep a clean sheet against Liverpool, I'm giving the whole back line 10s. I mean, I did say it in the preview. I'm like, you know, if you keep a clean sheet against Liverpool at Anfield, you guys did your job. I can't blame you. guys did your freaking job. And to be fair to them, I think they all probably get a 10 performance from. I can't really think about that anyways. But we'll get to the player rating. We'll get to the player ratings now. So obviously, because you know I said banter aside, you know, I'd give everyone 10s, which I am. So I'll let you guys, you know, dictate this. Starting with David, yeah, Clay.
For me, he only had one big save to make and he made it. He did his job, kept a clean sheet. I think I'll just go 7.
Okay, so 7 from Clay. Malota.
Yeah, no, I'll have to agree with that. He wasn't asked to do much, which is surprising against Liverpool. But when he had to, he stepped up. So 7.
Yeah, I mean I put it 10 there because like I said, I had to promise the people that I stick to my word. And by all means, I applaud you guys. You kept the clean sheet against Liverpool. I thought there was no ways you guys could do that. So fair play. Moving on, Luke Shaw. Wow, what a player! What a player! I think he's definitely my man of the match today. Salah was non-existent. Shaqiri was non-existent. Anyway, then they switched sides. Mane came there for a little bit. Mane couldn't do anything, so Mane was non-existent when he came to Luke Shaw's side. Going forward, Luke Shaw was great. He was pretty good. And that's why I said, you know, when we did the combined 11, people would laugh at us. But honestly, I would consider Luke Shaw as one of the best left backs at the moment. Definitely at the moment, on form, you know. Going forward, he was robbed of an assist. Bruno should have scored that. Bruno should have 100% scored that. Again, robbed of an assist. So, you know, he's not a bad fullback. I don't understand the fan base and how you can hate Luke Shaw. He is by far our best defender, you know, overall this season. So for me, definitely my man of the match. And like I said, I was gonna give him a 10 anyways if I didn't say they keep a clean sheet. But yeah.
You know, I'll have to agree. Like, he made one bad pass really, where I think he lost the ball. But besides that, he was exceptional really. Offensively, he somehow found room for that. He was decent there, and defensively, he was spot on. Never saw any weakness whatsoever. So. Yeah, I'll give him a 9. Man of the match.
Man of the match.
Yeah. Luke Shaw was superb today, to say the least. It was a really good performance. It's the type of performance we expect to see from him a lot more the more we watch him play as well. So it's just really good to see, and just looking forward to even more great performances from him. I think a 9 from me as well, and you'll get my man of the match.
There we go, boys. All wrapped up. Unanimous decision. Luke Shaw. Man of the match, without a doubt. I mean, we said it. I would be lying if I said we didn't say it. I said Luke Shaw would probably pop at Salah. Indeed, Malota said it. You know, many United fans actually won't say that though. But he does it. I don't understand. I don't understand the agenda against Luke Shaw. I really don't.
You're gonna say it a bad game somehow.
Yep, sure. Maguire today I actually thought was pretty good as well. I thought, you know, he was pretty solid at the back. Whenever he had to do something, he did it. He's in the right positions, you know. He never was caught off guard. The pace didn't look like it was lacking today in terms of the partnership. Everything in the air, he did pretty well. And I thought, you know, the fouls he won today in the box, in our own box, I thought were extremely smart. So, I give him a 10 as well.
Yeah, there was one vlog where he was channeling his body, eh?
I think that was
Like, I think it was for me.
I think that was Lindelof's one.
What?
Yeah,
No, there was
I
one
think
vlog Maguire did.
I'm pretty sure there was a Lindelof block also. I was like, that was by. If that was by, we were gonna give him man of the match. They consider it.
Dude. But yeah, I think he had a good game. And yeah, he's improving, you know. And obviously he wins everything in the air. I was scared of corners. I thought the zone marking might mess us up. But yeah, we won everything in the air. And you have to credit Maguire. He's getting better. He really is. So I'm gonna give him. Let me be nice. I'm gonna give him an 8.
I just realized, Clay, before you go, I just realized this is back-to-back 10s for me and Maguire. I gave him a 10 last week. I'm giving it to him this week. And I said it would never happen. But clearly, yeah. I don't mind it. You proved me wrong. I don't mind it.
Genius joined Maguire FC.
Yeah, exactly. Shoney just full steam ahead on the Maguire train. Just yeah. But yeah, Maguire was solid today, and the big thing that sticks out for me, the mistimed tackle that turned into a block on the Firmino shot. It is perfect.
Oh, sorry, okay. Yeah.
He missed the ball completely, and his leg was still up in time to hit the
Oh,
shot.
yeah,
It's
I
perfect.
remember that. Okay, yeah.
was-
Moloto, you're talking about that same tackle? The one where the cross
I
came
think so.
in?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, so then it was... but yeah, I wasn't thinking about that, but there was a Lindelof one as well. That's what I remember. But yeah, Clay, you continue.
It was crazy. Just Maguire always gives me just
He gives
not
us
that
anxiety.
security.
Yeah.
He gives me so much anxiety, yeah, to say the least. Watching him defend everything, and it's just like, oh, something's about to go wrong, and it's so close, and he still keeps it out. So yeah, he gets a 7 from me.
Fair. 10, 8, 7. Well, I'm giving Victor a 10 as well, but yeah, Karen Cass. I thought Victor was great.
I did.
I thought Victor was great today, though, because there was a block. I can't remember who shot. I can't remember who was the shot. But someone one of the Liverpool players took a shot, and he did an Eric Bailly-esque, like at Villa, the same type of thing, but it was a bit more further out of the box. He did the same block, and I was like, if that was Bailly, you would all be going mad. But Victor, fair play, to Adi, fair play to Victor. He did nothing wrong. He read the game well. He was always in the right positions, which you get with Lindelof. Very intelligent about the way he positioned himself. Didn't do anything ridiculously insane. By that block. But yeah, flawless performance from Victor. I can't really tell you what he did wrong. Besides, maybe in the terms of impact of the team setting deeper, being a bit more negative.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. But that's not even his fault. That's Ollie's fault.
Yeah, no, fair play indeed. I feel like I just hated that impact in me. I just thought it's gonna cost us, and I'm gonna hate Ole, and oh my gosh. But I couldn't help compare him to Baye from time to time, because there was times where our tackles were running at our centre backs, and I knew Baye probably would have been closer and tighter and would have made the tackle, but I just saw some turning and backtracking from Lindelof. I was like, oh my gosh. But overall, I think he did his job, Positional sense was okay. He got the tackles in. So, yeah, I want to say 7. Good game.
Oh,
Yeah. Nothing much to add. It was just a really solid game as well. I think he gets just a 7 from me as well. It was
Yeah,
good.
fair. Yeah, Victor, clean, tidy performance. Would I play you again? I would play you over Maguire, but that's never happened. So it's Maguire and someone else, and I'm still not picking you over Baye. So
Look, if it didn't work, it would have been a disaster. But you can say it kind of worked because we didn't lose and it was still tight.
I just don't like the way
Now
the
we're
team
fresh-
is when we have these.
We're
centre backs.
fresh. Yeah, true. But now we're refreshed by Fulham. So, hey,
That's true.
win-win, and that's.
I mean, you don't really need him for Fulham, but it's Fulham.
If he doesn't play though,
Aye.
I won't be happy.
Else won't be happy. But anyways, Aaron Bissaka, he goes down. He goes down. His performances have dropped a little bit lately, but I expected Aaron Wan-Bissaka to have a great game because this game was tailor-made for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. If you have an amazing winger at your club and an amazing fullback at your club, good luck. Just good luck. Good luck going up against Aaron Wan-Bissaka because you're not going to get past him. You're just not going to get past him, and then you're going to go try Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw you're also going to get past him, so it's late. You just can't get past our fullbacks, and the only way you get past our fullbacks is 1-2s and double teaming. That's the only way. And that's the only way Liverpool really beat Aaron Wan-Bissaka today. But by that, defensively, for what Aaron Wan-Bissaka had to do, he stayed wide, he did his thing. He stayed wide, he stayed, deep. No one went past him. No one goes past Aaron Wan-Bissaka. There was no real danger on that side. And well, like I said, I'm going to give him a 10 anyways. But yeah, I thought Aaron Wan-Bissaka was great.
Yeah, no. I don't think it was like box office Wan-Bissaka where like every time the camera goes to him, we're like, oh, it's coming. You tackle. It wasn't really that, but he was pretty good defensively. And as you said, I think the only few times they beat him was when they tried to double team him. But besides that, I think he was solid. He stayed wide, which we wanted, and he protected that side of defense. So it wasn't a lockdown, and Mane didn't have a sniff really. So 7.5.
Okay.
I think Aaron had a really good game. that tackle was out of this
The
world.
tackle against
The
Mane was
pinpoint
good, yeah.
tackle, yeah,
That was good
that
one.
was fantastic. And that's always what you'd have to see from Aaron when he pulls something like that out the bag. And he looked really good offensively in the second half when we were actually trying to snatch the game. He looked really good going forward. He looked like something was going to happen. It looked like he was about to whoop that final cross in, and it's going to be a Cavani, and we're going to scream, and then it's like, we're winning the league. And it was that type of vibes whenever he went forward. It wasn't that normal kind of, we're just going to sit here and not really do anything and be a bit indecisive. It was a lot better. He looked more assured going forward. And defensively, he was sound, no issues at all. So definitely a straight up 8 for me.
The other thing about Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was another tackle with Mane. But Mane, I think, beat him this time, and he put out his leg, and Mane was in the box, and his leg was full, it was stretched out full, and I was like, oh my god, it was gonna be a penalty. If he touched it, it was a penalty, and you just see him pull away his leg to not give away a penalty. I thought, you know what, fair play, yes. You know what, if that was by, I just would. There's a penalty for Liverpool. There's your penalty, Liverpool. But yeah, I mean, look, I gave the whole defense 10s because they did something I never thought in a million years they'd do. So fair play to the
Whenever
defense.
you get
Yeah.
a backline with Lindelof and Maguire and get these ratings.
Yeah, you never
It's
get
rare.
this. It's rare. When do you ever get back-to-back Maguire 10s? I'm expecting a 10 performance next week as well then, against Fulham.
But now it starts going down.
Yeah, we got this. Yeah, this is where...
At least now said, we didn't deserve 3 points because he didn't play well enough. He's come out and said it.
Yeah, but...
And I expect another 10 out of 10 against Fulham as well now, just because of that.
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
But I don't get on it though. This thing with Pogba in transition has never worked. It doesn't work. But then he plays it and then says we're not playing good enough. On what evidence do you expect us to play it the way you have fantasized us playing it? So I don't know what I was talking about.
I'm telling you, that Sevilla game scarred him because that was the last game I can remember where we went into a game and I'm like, that's the right team. Everything was going well. This was just the team didn't deserve to lose. And ever since that day, we've never seen the perfect team again. Like if there was, like, just say if there was a bye today, we'd have been like, okay.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like Ole can't help himself.
Yeah.
He can't help himself but take out the team.
But
hilarious,
to be fair to
actually.
Oli, I do think he did want this draw. I don't think you would have never told the players you wanted to draw, but I think you could see by Bruno's reaction he was mad. Bruno was freaking angry today.
Bruno's not happy.
Yeah, he was not happy. I wasn't happy either. But a draw in the long picture and right now even, it's not the end of the world. It is by far the end of the world. Do I believe we can win the title still? No. If we won today's game, I'd have been like, let's talk about it. But I don't think so.
We just played Liverpool. What's top of the table?
We played Liverpool with Henderson at centre back, and we still couldn't score.
The thing is,
Aye.
you can only beat what's in front of you. That's our biggest.
No, we
challenge of
didn't
the
beat
season.
them though.
I don't believe. I'm gonna believe until it's clear I'm delusional. I'm not having it.
Fair play. Actually, Clay, before we carry on to the midfield, we haven't asked you because you haven't been on the show, obviously. But do you believe 21 is coming?
Actually,
I know the answer to this, but for the viewers' sake, do you think 21 can come home?
No, I don't quite think so yet. I think we can only really discuss it when it's like at the end of the race and we can actually see that we're still being consistent enough. Because right now it's the halfway point of the season and we're looking good, but anything can change within the next 10 or so weeks that will completely decide the title. And if we do not show consistency for the rest of the season, I don't think we're in it. I think only time will tell. But right now, we're probably top 3 for challenges right now. Looks like it's us, City, and Liverpool.
I think we're second favourites, to be honest. I think City are favourites, then it's us, then it's Liverpool at the moment as we speak.
I wouldn't
think
be
that's how it is.
surprised. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
you know what I think? I honestly think if this team can stay fit, we will maybe not be first, but we will be there challenging at the top. And the big problem is that injuries are a normal thing in football, and we have injury-prone players.
Yeah.
So if our normal suspects, if Bailly, Pogba, and Martial are out, it's late.
yeah.
Well, I think we'll be fine, It's only Pogba. We'll be fine. More than fine.
I think Pogba is vital at the moment. Can't lie. But anyways, we'll get there. Fred, I actually thought Fred was pretty good today. I think, Fred did what he did. what we always want from him. He was tenacious, tackling was good, passing just got better, as he grew into the game. I thought Fred really grew into this game. Fred was brilliant. I noticed him. I noticed him everywhere. Solid defensively. Great transitionally. I thought he was our best player. Linking the midfield. If there was anyone who was linked the midfield, I thought he was our best player today. I thought Pogba was okay at the beginning, but then he faded away. I thought Fred just got better and better. So, I think it's a classic Fred performance, and I'm gonna give Fred a 7.
I don't know. I feel like he lost the ball a couple of times in the first half, which was a bit frustrating. And on the transition, I don't think it was completely his fault because I think he didn't have much of an outlet. It was Rashford. Yes, obviously he needs to get it to Bruno, but Pogba, Martial, they were just all over the place trying to do their thing. So I think he was a bit punished because of the system. So I just think it was an average performance. So I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Okay.
So the thing with Fred is, I think he had a really, really slow start to the game. It looked like he wasn't in it at all for like the first 15 minutes or so, and then he just kind of like switched on, and then he was getting into the tackles. He was helping out
I
Shaw. He was
feel
helping
the
out
same as
Maguire.
well.
He started linking up very well. I fully agree with you, Shoni. I think Fred looked really good after a while. It's like the whole team kind of grew into the game in a way.
That's true.
Like we started very, very poorly, and then it just like slowly started to build, slowly started to build. And you can't really blame him for not being the main creative force, because that's not his job at the end of the day as well. That's another thing.
True.
Yeah.
True, but I felt like he could have released the ball a bit quicker. And on top of that, as I said, I felt like it was a bit hard for him because he didn't really have much options into the release.
One thing I can say about that right away is he put in a sublime pass to Rashford.
That's true. That's very
Just
true. I
first
remember
half,
that pass.
sublime pass, cuts through everyone,
But
perfectly
yeah,
weighted.
yeah.
Rashi should have put that in the
Yeah,
back.
fair.
He should have walked away with an
Fair.
assist, in all honesty. Because that was.
No, I get you. And
That's what you expect from.
David, with my rating, I don't think it's a horrible performance, but I don't know. I just felt like it could have been more consistent. And there was that one moment where Firmino just shouted, but it wasn't a horrible performance.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad performance to say the least. It wasn't even close. I think it was a really solid performance. I think he gets 7 from me as well.
Yeah, it's a classic Fred performance for me, really. It's just a classic Fred performance, Everything was Fred. That's why Fred's one of our most important players, because he had his games like this. Scotty, however, his partner in the
Played.
midfield. Yeah, I don't know, did he play?
I played.
I don't know what it is with this guy. Honestly, I don't know. He kills this team. It wasn't a bad game. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like Scott was, he was horrible. But the passing in the first 20 minutes, yeah, boy. Another day Liverpool are chowing us because of those mistakes, boy. Another day Liverpool are chowing us. But he kind of did grow in the game, but I expected a little bit more, Well, I'm not gonna put it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna put it blunt. I expected more passion from Scott McTominay. I thought,
Actually,
this is the game made for Scott McTominay. So, but I looked a bit flat. So I thought McTominay was actually average. So I'm gonna give him a 6.
the thing is, I feel like with other players, I can instinctively say he did this good or he did this bad. I just don't know what Scott McTominay did. I don't. Maybe you guys can help me out.
Yeah, but
I
that's just
know
average. The guy didn't have anything to do.
what his role is sometimes in this club. Sometimes you can see it.
I think his
box.
role is to be
And
a
then-
B-Tech CDM with Fred. Box to box.
It's not.
But I don't
it's
think
working.
it's not working. That's what I'm saying. Because Scott is not a CDM. He's a box to box player.
Yeah. People skip past him like he's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. And sometimes the tenacious and the robustness to him, it works. But I felt like it was a waste. If we were being ambitious, I would have liked Pogba there, hitting those long balls.
Me also.
And I would like to have more pacey players on the wing. And I think that would have worked so well. I think if we did that, we probably would have beaten Liverpool today. Because they weren't that great. So, I'm going to give him a 5, honestly. I'm sorry.
Wow, interesting. I just think it's the same thing with Lindelof though. It's like clearly Scott and Lindelof are loved by Ollie. They are clearly one of his favorite players at this club. But
Yeah.
they don't.
not
It's
loyalty
not
thing,
good
I
for the
think.
team. It's not good for the team. I never see the great performances I've seen when Bailly or when, you know, Pogba's there, and then we have another attacking player. You know, we have Cavani, Martial, and Green. I mean, Cavani, Martial, Rashford, or even Martial. You know, we don't see the full ability going forward. And you know, as United, you know, there isn't a bias towards attacking football. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Clay, your
Yeah.
thoughts on it from?
And the thing with Scott as well is when we play him in that box-to-box role, he scores.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the thing.
that fair play to
When
Scott. Yeah, when
you
he's told
actually
to go
tell
forward.
him to go forward and give him right,
Yeah.
he's gotten goals. He
Yeah.
scored like 4 goals this season already. That's ridiculous.
Mm.
This man
Yeah.
has been really good going forward, so I don't know why we're trying to play him as just a holding. I would have preferred to see Fred and Matic if you just wanted
Yeah,
to play
the crazy
holding.
thing is, I would love for Fred to be the deeper guy, and for
Yeah.
Scott to be the guy going more forward.
Yeah.
Because Fred doesn't really
Do
get
you-
skinned past. You know, Fred is always there. He's there. He's on.
Yeah.
Do you guys think this team is ready for us to be playing Bailly, play a high line, for context against Liverpool, play Bailly, play a high line, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka bombing for Scott running past Bruno, and Rashford and let's say Greenwood doing that thing. Do you think we're ready to do that and go toe to toe with Liverpool?
I think with this Liverpool side, if you did that today, I think we could have beaten them. It's a hypothetical scenario. They could have smacked us on the counter, but this is not it's not the strongest Liverpool side ever. They don't have Van Dijk. They don't have Gomez. You could get at them. In fact, I thought if Rashford just stayed on side today, they would have been in all sorts of troubles.
Exactly.
But yeah, Clay.
I kind of agree. I think we are a really good team, and I think we offer a lot in just all departments. I see no reason why we cannot play like the big team, why we cannot go Maguire, Victor, high line, just full send it on the attacks. I don't know why we have to play this. I need to get the ball to Martial, Rashford, Pogba now. I need to shift the ball now. Because that's all we played at the beginning of this game. We played long ball.
Yeah.
We were long ball FC. We just went, okay, I think Rashford's
We're
onside.
proper.
Let's go. Let's try it. That's all that we did. And when you play like that, what do you expect to happen? If you go with that mindset of just hit the ball, somebody will run onto it. Rashford's playing strike, he's playing centrally, let him go.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
What do you
Rashford was
expect?
Striker even. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you expect from this now? That's all I have to say. If you want to play like a smaller team, you're going to get results like a smaller
Yeah,
team.
but what I would say is that, you know, to be fair, I wouldn't say this is Ollie's doing, because injuries has helped us a lot. Injuries has helped us see the light, you know. But in the smaller games, in the smaller teams, I think we are kind of playing like that now. We are being the dominating team. We are playing a bit more expressive. It's just,
We're definitely getting there.
I just want it all the time.
I
That's the
think-
only thing. I just want it all the time. I want us
Exactly.
to go into every game where we
I
have
don't
the
know if
best
we're ready, though.
possibility of winning it from minute one.
I don't know if we're ready because I think Bailly is a catalyst in playing like that, and when we don't play him, those balls over the top of Victor and Maguire or the pace of players. Hey. We saw what happens against Spurs. Obviously, it won't be that bad, but I think we are vulnerable. So, yeah, I think for games like this, I think I'll excuse him playing on the counter. But sometimes I feel like, okay, let's play on the counter. What does that mean? We're gonna have Fred and Scott be robust. We're gonna be deep, and we're gonna need pacey players, those Pogba and left wing. That's what I don't get. When he does those things that just don't seem to make sense. Those things where it's like he's just trying to accommodate Pogba, but it's not really the most productive thing to do. So,
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the team. I sound like a broken record, but I stand by it. I think when Lindelof and Scott play, it is just out of, you know, loyalty and favoritism. That's what it is. I don't think it benefits
Yeah.
this team. I think
No,
Bruno
imagine-
will know that. Paul
imagine
Pogba
Donny
will
today,
know that.
though.
And yeah, I don't know.
we're saying
Donny's he's the solution.
We're saying
He's the
Fred.
solution.
We're saying Fred had a decent game, and probably we're gonna say Bruno had a decent game. Scott's the weakling in that midfield. If you bring
But
Donny
I
in,
told Clay the exact thing.
right away.
I messaged Clay during the game and I said, at the moment, Scott is the only weakness in this team. But yeah, Clay, anyways, we went on a tangent while you were giving the Scott rating.
Yeah, just a little bit. But I don't think Scott was awful today.
No,
I
he wasn't,
thought
I get
he
it.
was just, yeah. I don't think he did too much wrong, and I think he really came alive at certain parts of the game. You could see him putting tackles in, going to ground, winning the ball back. But his transition play is next to nowhere.
It's
He just does
non-existent.
a small layoff, and then he just hopes for the best. That's kind of just the Scott way of playing. And if we had Donny playing there, we'd see the 1-2 with Bruno,
Yeah,
we'd
you
see us
see
advancing,
1-2s,
we'd
you
see
see him
something
gone.
beautiful.
Ah.
But we just see Scott doing just the defensive work, which he's not the best at, and we know that's not even his chosen role. He's come out and said, "I'm a box to box. This is not news. We should not be playing him, trying to win the ball." It's just a classic DM. That's not where he thrives. He thrives on the edge of the box so he can run in and try and scoop out a chance, just like Donny. He's a similar sort of player to that. He wants those opportunities going forward. He's not the best defensively. He's just a passion merchant who didn't have much to show today. So, just the 6 for me.
Yeah, that's probably fair. Just young Scotty. Scotty. I honestly, I was waiting for tackles. I was waiting for you to bag a hat today, my boy. I was gonna be like, yeah, he proved us wrong. This is where he plays, but no. It's the Leeds game, and we've never looked back. All you see in the Leeds game is like, that's it, Scott. Every game, you playing. Every game, never look back.
I'm surprised he didn't.
Yeah. But anyways,
Go.
this next one, Clay. I don't, but no. Clay, Bruno Fernandes. I guess I won't lie. The way Bruno felt when he went off was the way I was feeling also at that same point. I thought, I don't know what, Bruno should have scored. Let me put it blunt. We should have scored. In Bruno standards, that should have been a goal. That 100% should have been a goal. And because of the player, this is don't take this rating if you're a viewer. Don't take this rating as a bad thing. But in terms of Bruno standards, that was awful too. That was awful. The passing was very poor. I thought some of the decisions were it was not there. The set pieces were pretty good. I thought the set pieces you can't really let that go. So set piecing Bruno will always be a threat. Would I ever take Bruno off in a million years? Never. Could have scored that free kick. Yep. But for me, it's a Bruno 5. It's a Bruno 5. I thought he was below his average. I don't know what you guys say about that.
Not even the free kick. Okay. Oh my god.
Hey, if he scored the free kick, he was getting a 10 man of the match. You're written in the stars.
But to be honest, praise to Alisson. Because I think he had a really good game today.
Fair.
Possibly, maybe Liverpool's best player. I don't know what you guys. Am I violating Liverpool?
No, definitely Liverpool.
I think it is. Yeah. So, yes, I think Bruno could have put a little more power into that, but I do think it was a good save. And, yeah, Bruno standards, it was great, but I don't think it was awful. He was still getting on the ball. I don't think he was shooting from anywhere and doing what he does sometimes when he's frustrated and losing it too much. He did from time to time, but I don't think it was extreme. So, and he did look a bit frustrated about how we're playing today. I did sense that from him. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna give him an average performance. I'm gonna say 6.
Fair. I think that's fair as well.
Yeah, I kind of agree. It wasn't Bruno's type of game, and you could really see that it changed at the end of the game, when he got spurred forward by Oli or something. Whatever happened at around like that 60-minute mark, where everybody just started actually playing, you could see a different Bruno Fernandes completely. It was just polar opposites.
I sensed the goal. I sensed the goal coming from him. A goal and assist.
It was just.
That's why I didn't want him off. I was like, he's been shit the whole game, but for those last few minutes, it sounded like it was coming.
Yeah.
It sounded like the perfection, the fantasy was gonna be fulfilled. 90 minutes, Bruno Fernandes wins us the game.
Exactly. It was really close to that happening as well. I'm upset about the subs. We'll obviously get into that later. But Bruno was just... he came alive at the end of the game, so it's really hard to say that he had a really poor performance, because he started off really badly, and then he kind of just evened it out with a good performance towards the end of the game. Actually putting passes on, actually getting shots away, creating chances, doing what Bruno does best. So, just a 6 for me. Very polarizing halves.
Hopefully Bruno can turn it around, because by his standards, obviously it hasn't been that many games that Bruno's been quiet without a goal or an assist or something. So hopefully it doesn't carry on for too long. I don't really think, and Bruno said this himself. He said, when I have my run of games like this, people are gonna say I'm finished, I was overrated, but Bruno will be Bruno.
But that's everyone,
Yeah.
It's just how it is in football, especially in the Premier League. Like, you go from being the hero to being the worst in the world. You just have to take that on the chin.
We're gonna have to take it on the chin. But another man who could have won us the game also today. And honestly, I thought he won it for us. I won't even lie to you. I thought he won us the game today. But Paul Pogba. Oh. Personally, I've been loving the new Paul Pogba lately. I think the way Paul Pogba has been playing recently is brilliant. I think he's very strong. He's looking properly fit. His decision making is always brilliant. I thought Paul Pogba, for what he has to do on the wing, I think he's wasted on the wing. But what he did today, I thought it was pretty good. I'm not saying it's 7 because again, the same way I hold Paul Pogba, I hold Bruno Fernandes. I hold them in high esteem. So it's not going to be a bad rating. But for me, I'm giving Paul Pogba a 6. But I actually thought Paul Pogba had a good game.
Yeah, I think he's wasted on the wing. I think
he's wasted on the wing. Yeah.
He was playing out of position, and for what we needed on the wing today, I think we could have had maybe a Greenwood or Rashford or something else.
Even Don.
But in terms of his performance, maybe even Donny. But in terms of his performance, I thought probably our best attacking player. Really, I thought he was decent on the right wing. I thought he was coming back and helping to defend, and I thought when he actually tucked into the midfield, probably well. So I think it was a good performance. Probably should have scored though. So I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Okay, let's see where it goes down. Okay.
Yeah, this is exactly.
You want to give a rating, or must we just move on? It might just be better for our health if we just move on.
It can if you want, but I'll be blunt to say the least. I thought Paul Pogba disappeared at moments, completely wasted on the wing. It's not his position. I don't understand why we're playing him on the right wing.
Yeah, it was
not even on the left, on the right.
Right.
He played on the right, a new position that he's never played before, and he wasn't tracking back. I barely saw him in defense. Whenever he was defending, he was beaten. I had to see Aaron Wan-Bissaka mop up past him a lot of times. Scott, same thing. Just Pogba did not put in a good performance. Offensively, he looked really good for about the first 20 minutes when we first hit our stride. He looked like he was going to orchestrate this team, and he looked like he was going to get a goal or an assist. It was as simple as that. And then he just fell off. I didn't see the man for probably the next 60 minutes until he had his shot on target again. That should have been a goal.
Should have been a goal.
Paul Pogba did not have a good performance tonight, especially contrasted against his really good performances from the past 2 games. This was very poor from Paul Pogba, especially in comparison. So, you would get a 5 from me in normal situation, because it's subpar. But because I don't like him, it's a -2, so it's 3.
I'm gonna write it because you're violating. Actually, not. I'll write what you said. I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.
I kind of agree with what you're saying. But I think it was more a poor performance on Oli there, playing him there, because I think we would have been such an asset from the 6 today.
Yeah, but if we're just blaming Oli for playing a player out of position, then why are we playing Rashford striker and Martial left wing?
Yeah,
I'll
get for it.
Because Rashford is versatile though. Rashford has proven he can play.
He played on the left wing and he put in 10 out of 10 performances for the past 2 weeks.
I think the difference is Rashford still keeps about the same standard on all positions. Pogba goes from being one of the best midfielders in the world to being just decent on the wing. So I don't think in that sense he's versatile to play on the wing, and he should always play in the midfield because he's a midfielder.
Yeah, but he has been making the most out of his time in the wing, has he not? Just yes or no? Has he not?
Yeah.
The difference, he's been making the most, but the difference between what he can... Yeah, no, yes.
So, he's moved on to the wing. He's played really well, and he's gotten a lot of praise there.
Really well. Really well is too big of a word.
Journey,
He's
do you
been
want to...
decent.
No, but I'm a Pogba. No, I'm leaving it alone. I'm a Pogba. I'm a Pogba. Obviously, I'm a
He's been
I'm
good.
a-
He's been good to say the least, playing down the wing. He's been a positive influence. He's been a direct
I think.
way for us
Yeah.
to score.
To put it-
The thing is, for me, when he's played in the wing, he's really doing the best of his work when he tucks into the midfield. So, and at a point, it's kind of like a diamond.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I hated it against Man City. I thought he was a weak point. So I didn't agree with him playing all the right way.
Yeah.
He's been decent.
But
It's
what I
very
will
good
say about Paul
opportunity.
Pogba is that, obviously we've all had our doubts about Paul Pogba. He's very inconsistent and everything. But from the last few weeks, and ever since Paul Pogba has been a regular starter now for United, I have understood how vital he is in this team if we were to somehow win a title. You need Paul Pogba. Especially when Bruno is having this period. You need a Paul Pogba. You do need a Paul Pogba.
What did
Is
Paul
that-
Pogba do, hey?
I'm gonna cry. If we had Bruno like this only today, and only Bruno like that today, my God. We'd start hating Bruno Fernandes.
Look, for me with Pogba, I've made this clear time and time again. Come the summer, he must go.
Yeah, no,
because
he must
his-
go in the summer.
His agent has a big mouth. He has a big mouth, and he's not consistent. So he must leave. It just doesn't work. It's just what it is. We can't fight it. But as long as he's here, we're going to use him because he costs us a lot of money, and we need to get out of it as much as we can.
Yeah. And yeah, Paul Pogba. Whether you like him or hate him, like he says, he's still Paul Pogba at the end of the day, So it is what it is.
Most inconsistent player in this United team.
But Martial, I'm gonna say this now. I thought he was brilliant. I actually thought going forward, use it in the front three. That was it. He was my best player today in our front three. He ate Liverpool's defense, and he was left for dead. Because every time Martial eats the defense, he's left alone. It's just Martial against the world. That's what I felt today. When the ball went to the front three, it looked like Martial versus the world. And I don't think it's Martial's fault. I think, he's had a hard season, injury, suspension, playing out of his position. But you get what you have with Martial. His hold up is great. His dribbling, I love Martial's dribbling. I honestly love Martial's dribbling. I thought, he was going to do the same thing on his debut. He looked very dangerous. And the substitution, I did not agree with. It's again, but it's just favoritism. I understand Rashford is an important player, and Rashford will win you games. But it's just blatant favoritism. To take off Martial, I didn't understand. I honestly didn't understand. That substitution made no sense to me in my head. I thought Martial was above average, so I'm actually gonna give Martial a 7.
In ways, I can get it. I don't think he should have been the one to come off. People taken off, but I don't think Rashford should have won. As much as Rashford was pretty bad in terms of the final ball, I think he was still up.
I would have taken Scott off. I would have taken a Scott off, put Pogba in the midfield, and then obviously that was the sub. Yeah, that was the sub. Yeah.
If we're making it sub, if Scott's on the pitch,
Yeah.
Scott should be the one coming off.
That's basically what it is. If Scott is in our starting 11, you take him off first. Okay? You take him off first. I don't care who you take him off for, but you take him off.
Yeah, but I felt like, he was decent. It's just because of how the rest of the team was playing, because of the rest of the front line is playing, it wasn't really coming off. It was like he does beat a man here and there, but then final great, final link up's not great, and on top of that, I know he wasn't playing striker.
I don't know
So
why, for the life of me, he wasn't playing striker. I have no idea.
yeah, I think we should have just stuck to Rashford on the left because I don't mind that, and I think in these type of games he's worked there, and just played Martial through the middle, let him do his hold up. So another strike from the Tinkerman, but yeah, I thought he was decent. So I'm giving him a 6. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm on the side with Milton on this one. I think Martial was just lacking something at the end. Like, his dribble's always fantastic. His ability to beat a man is probably second to none in the squad. He is really good at that, but he very much does get left-footed. It's like kind of like what Paul Pogba does. He'll dribble past one guy, and suddenly there's 3 guys on him, and then he's picked up way too much than he can chew, and the ball's gone. That's all that happens whenever they try to dribble forward. It's that kind of reality. You'll beat maybe one, but when the rest of the defense catches up to you in a high-pressing team like Liverpool, it's just a waste of the ball at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And it should have been better. So, and a lot of ways I do agree with the substitution. I don't agree who it was subbed for. I still do think Martial should have gone off. I don't think he had one of his better games. I don't think he was bad, but I don't think he had one of his better games. But just to change the formation again and again and again, just off a substitution from your starting
Like,
11,
what was
very
the reason to
confusing
play
for the
Martial
game.
at wing today? Like, if
Yeah.
Cavani's playing, by all means, I understand him on the wing.
Yeah.
But how? How are you not playing?
Well, they can't help himself.
Yeah,
Go on,
that's the thing.
himself.
Let's have a
Take it.
rate this Schroeder for manager. Fuck
to change
this guy.
something today. We'll invert all our positions today.
Invert every. That's what he
All
did.
of
He
them, all of
invented the whole.
Martial left, Pogba right, Rashi center. Let's go.
It is the most inverted front three you could play.
It's just what? Why?
Also,
But yeah, I think it was just the 6.
I just love Marshall. I won't lie. That 7 is because I feel sorry for the guy. I won't lie.
Sometimes this guy seems to think he's Messi because
No, but that's what it is though. Because I think he's
Dude,
Messi as well. When I see Messi go, when I'm not Messi, when I see Marshall go, I'm like, bro, this guy is Messi. He's gone. And then there's like everyone's on him, like, oh no. And then there's no one to pass to, and he loses the ball. And I'm like, ah.
Dude.
But I tell you what, Marshall might think he's Messi, but this next guy thinks he's Ronaldo. And by far the worst player on the pitch today, by far, Rashford. God, you are bad, my boy. Yeah, there's no way to describe how bad you are today. You love offside. I don't know what's wrong with you. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with you. You know, I don't blame you because you're a striker as well today. I don't know why Ollie did it. You know, Ollie threw you under the bus today. He threw you under the bus. Then he made you stay on. And what did Rashford do, guys? I'm just being proud. What does Rashford do? I say this every time. Rashford's either going to get like a 7 to 10 or he's getting a 0. And today, I'm not going to violate him that much. But I'm giving Rashford a 1. Fucking, you should have been off long ago. I'd rather had Scott McTominay play that striker.
Yeah. Okay, not that far.
No, I would have. Today, I would have.
But I think he was the biggest outlet. But final ball, I think the offside count in general was like 7, like what 35 minutes in. I'm like, what the heck? So it was insane. And that one chance, it wasn't just that one chance. That one, Pogba and what Cavani.
Oh yeah, hey, yeah. I was
that one.
That's
that
when I lost. I think that's when I lost.
That was the moment.
I think that's when I lost it. I think that moment
Dude,
there is when I lost it.
That was the moment. The one moment you need when you play this type of. But no, he wants to go down the corridor and take on freaking 5 defenders.
I'm telling you, Martial thinks he's Messi, and Rashford thinks he's Ronaldo. That's what it is.
Dude. So yeah, especially for that one chance, you give him 2.
Alright, Rashford. Alright.
Okay,
Come on, hype up your boy. Yeah, come hype up your boy. Come on, bring it up.
I do think it was a disappointing performance, but jeez, the ones do. But yeah, it was definitely disappointing. He needs to be onside a lot more. He needs to watch his positioning a lot better. There was a lot to improve in Rashford's game. It definitely was not as good as he can be, and he should have had his eyes up for that pass on Cavani. Moments like that really do kill our attack, and just going forward in our goal attempts, it just ruins it. So Rashford gets a 5 from me.
Yeah, I think
Very
that's
subpar performance.
Yeah, that's very fair. I think. But
Can I just say though?
This guy will.
I don't know if there's any.
difference.
I don't know if there's any. I don't know if there's any correlation. I don't know. So I'm saying that before I say this. But Rashford is offside like this way more when he's playing off the right. I've never seen him this bad when he's playing off the right.
He played down the middle.
He did this against City as well. Against City as well, he did this. So that's a pattern I've noticed in those people.
But today he was.
Okay,
Let's
look at this for a second. We're gonna play against an offside trap against a team that knows we're gonna counter.
Yeah.
They're gonna play an offside trap. You're gonna be offside as a pacey player. It's as simple as that.
That's why I'm not taking this person. I think if Rashford had McTominay's pace today, he could have scored three goals.
I get you. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's any logical correlation, but I'm just saying something I've noticed. And the thing is, we played against teams like this. Before we used to play the split in 2, and play the 3, Dan James, and he never really used to get caught offside this much. So it's a trend that's.
It's funny you say that because I've never said it publicly, but in my head, I always think Rashford's offside. Even when he's onside, I'm like, is he off? I have to always question it. But it's just how Rashford is. Rashford is he's fast, he's gone. You know,
he's fast and he's tall, so it's very
fast,
easy
he's
to
tall.
over.
You must just take 1 second. You know, if someone kicks the ball forward, Rashford will just be like, okay, wait, 1 second, then go, then he must go, because he can even still make up the 1 second. If you were playing against Henderson, boy, you weren't playing a defense. Liverpool don't have a defense. That's not a defense. That is not a defense. We should have done a lot better. And I thought today,
it's a shame,
that's what, I expected Rashford to have a great game today. I wanted to be a Rashford 8 out of 10 today. Won us the game, but
As Clay says, they did play the offside trap, and City did do it as well. So when a team does that, you just wish that you can just track and check your run at least once and punish them. The fact that he didn't do that.
Actually, the thing is, like, Rashford always like runs onto balls and does something. I would love him to do something what Martial does, receive it first, and then go at it. Because I still think he's got enough pace and more than enough skill to do it. He can literally step over someone, I don't know what they call it. Do some skill
That's
move,
true.
put it past them, he'll run onto it
True.
again and get it, You
True,
might not
true,
have
but I don't want
Martial's
to lose this
dribbling.
because I think, I think it's a strength he has though, over the top. He's like kind of like Vardy. He kind of has that
Yeah, it's
vibe
kind
to him. So I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, but Rashford, you were the boy today. I honestly thought today you were gonna win us the game. When we did the preview, I thought you were gonna win us the game today. You and Bruno, you can do a madness, and then absolutely stunk it up. Yeah, you guys stunk it up today. You guys stunk it up. But anyways, judging from those player ratings, defensively great, but I still do think the way the team was in general, led to, the defense being okay. But our attack always fails because I think it's too negative. I do think it's too negative. I am biased towards attacking football. I would never play this deep or things like that. I would love to go to Liverpool with with Donny, with the proper front three of Cavani, Martial, and Rashford, and be like, you know what? I can't fault Oli because from the starting lineup, from minute one, he wanted it. He wanted 3 points. But to be fair to Oli, I don't agree with it. Oli wanted a point. He got a point. So you can look at it both ways.
Don't do it. It's time.
I'm very interested to see this one. I am very interested to see this one. This could go many ways. This could go many ways. But Oli, Gunnar, Solskjaer. What are we saying first? Who wants to nominate themselves to go first? Any takers? Because I feel like okay, go. Have the stage, bro.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at this from as non-biased as possible. Because this is a big game for us. This is not about Ollie hate. This is not about Ollie out. So, initially, my head says a 7, but that's without factoring some things. So, I think he gets a 7 for the result alone. He gets a 7 for the result, but his substitutions were questionable, and his starting positions for a lot of our starting 11 were just all over the show, and I don't know what his thinking behind that was. It clearly did not work offensively. I don't know why he kept it up. It was just very questionable to say the least, and that's just 2 strikes immediately. So it goes down to a 5. It's 2 issues, 2 strikes. It's simple as that. Sorry, simple math. It's done. 5.
He's right. Well, you gotta go Mazago before you go.
That's fine. I'll go. Okay, we'll start off with the 10.
That's how I like it.
One-
That's how I like it. Yeah, you did.
He picked Lindelof for God knows what. So that's a point.
You picked the
2, he played Pogba out of position. That's another point gone. I don't think that was
He's gonna go lower than me.
very consistent. And 3, his substitutes were a bit questionable. But besides that, at most, it worked out pretty decent. Because a draw was not a bad result. And we were solid defensively. So, no, sadly, I won't be going lower than you. I'm going to give him a 7.
A 7. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, a 7's fair. I'm okay with that. I'm just
Right.
picking my own issues.
Now, like Malota, I think we all have very different views on Oli. So, like Malota, I'll start off with 10. You always start off with 10 as a manager, right? Lindelof, no. It worked out, but no, not for this game. I don't like the way what it does for the team. Scott, no. Pogba out of position, no. So you're on a 7. But to be honest with you, I was gonna give him an average 6. I think today from Oli, it was a 6. I think Oli, he wanted a draw. I don't like that. I really don't like that. You
I
can
think
say he didn't want to draw,
If wanna,
but I honestly think he wanted to draw. So I'm gonna go in between both of you, and I'm gonna give Oli an average 6.
look, if you wanna go for the pragmatic Jose Mourinho point of view, he got the draw against the biggest rival. He's still top of the table.
Yeah.
He's going to Fulham next week. It's looking good for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
No, it is looking good.
But
for
I
Oli.
feel like we fans are a bit more ambitious than that. And I think he could have shown his ambition by bringing on a player who's quick on the counter like Green. but he waited till the last 5 minutes. Nah, mate. So that annoyed me a little.
Yeah, no, his substitution. I never rate all his substitutions.
Yeah.
Never rate it. I never
never
rate
rate.
his team selections. I rate his passion and his
He
heart for the
never-
club, but I don't rate anything else.
If you notice, he'll never make changes at halftime, and
Yeah,
Made
I-
once.
like, he'll just
He
stick
made
with
once.
it.
Admit.
like against Spurs.
Really,
No, twice. Twice.
Against
He's done it
Spurs.
twice.
I remember against
He did
Spurs.
Spurs and he did another one.
Yeah.
Like one that was actually good.
That just says,
Spurs
boy, that's
changed-
all his limit, boy. If you want to change it halftime, it
Will
must
we-
be that bad.
But we're not losing though.
Yeah, exactly. That must be,
Spurs
that's
one,
that's
yeah.
I'm
my
saying he
point.
only does it. It's only when we're losing. I've never seen it when we're not losing.
Yeah, yeah. That's
When it's
yeah.
bad, but we're not.
I don't
losing.
like that. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I
I
hate
don't
the
like
way Oli uses the substitutions. And you always, like I said, you're always gonna get violated because you're not playing Tony. You are always gonna get violated for not playing Tony. But yeah, anyways, we move, boys. We move to the Fulham game, which is when? When is the Fulham game? Today is Sunday.
I think Wednesday.
Is it Wednesday? It sounds like
Might
it
be
could be
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
20th.
I
3
can check
days.
quickly.
3 days. Okay, so Wednesday. So it should be Wednesday, yeah. So Fulham Wednesday, match preview tomorrow. You know, we move. Still top of the table. Still top of the table. I'm not mad with the draw. I don't think any United fan will be too mad with the draw. We'd have loved to won it. I would be singing 21's coming home if we won it. If we lost it, I'd be like, it's over. It's over. It's over. But the dream lives on. The question marks still remain. And yeah, let's just see what happens, guys. Let's just see what happens. You know, it wasn't the blockbuster we all hoped for, especially for neutral fans. I apologize again. We wasted 90 minutes of your life watching that. But anyways, we move. Clay, it was nice
But
to
they
have
were
you back.
loud.
Yeah, they
They
were
were
loud. No,
definitely
they were
going to
loud.
win.
They thought no chance we winning this game. No chance we winning this game. They were full on thinking they're gonna smash us. And it's good for Liverpool. I don't like Liverpool succeeding in life. I would love to see them get relegated. But anyways, Clay, it was good to have you back, boy. You know, finally you're back after a month. So again, you know, the show goes on. You know, lots of work going to be done again. But yeah, Fulham tomorrow. I'm Fulham preview tomorrow. Not Fulham tomorrow. Fulham preview tomorrow. Subscribe if you're new. Smash a like. Comment down below what you thought of today's game. And from the RDA boys, we will check you in the next one.